8 a.m. and in my head I'm starting my day extremely late. I woke up and I was just being lazy. So now I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill and someone tried to leave me a message. What is it? You're perfect? No. So I'm gonna go work out. I hope the treadmill is free. There are two treadmills. That's my whole struggle in life. And then I'm gonna practice some yoga. I'm stuck in an elevator. This door just opened on its own. That's scary. I think that's my sign to get out. This as an opportunity to work out because I left the gym a little earlier. I have this thing against fans. AC I can still deal with, but a fan just does something to my body and brain. So I left because this man came in. He needed the fan. I understand. Something's ringing, someone needs to answer. Anyway, so he answered. I feel like when you look outside or you're outside, you learn so much. There's so many lessons. There were no leaves, and now there are leaves, and seasons change. And I guess we need to remember that in our lives also. Every year, I feel like, especially when it's January 1st, we just are so caught up with what we need to achieve, how far we've come, all that, without realizing, we forget that even we have seasons, like humans have seasons too. Sometimes you're shedding, sometimes you'll blossom, and you can't always be, I don't know, be you can't always like green leaves, if that makes sense. So now I've started with this is for this. I'm just calling everything this. I'm not going to even bother trying to tell you all what the asan's name is, because I read this book in which it said that when children are young, when a child is young, the child will look at a bird and say that's a bird, and then your parents will come and try to tell you that this is what this bird is called and details about this bird, which is, I mean, that's how you learn, right? But then you forget about the true happiness and the actual essence of just looking at something without trying to name it or call it things. This is a butterfly. I'm going to call this butterfly. But this is just so that I've like not worked out in a long time. I hurt my back, and then so I wake up at around 5, and then I feel like, I think I'm repeating myself. But anyway, I feel like I have to be out, like go out by 5:20, 5:30. And then even from like 5-10 minutes here or there, then I get really like, I just drop the idea, which is bad. And now I'm trying to just open up, like this opens up your hips a little bit. I have very tight hips, which I remember my aerial yoga instructor told me that some people have tight hips, some people have legs, like your hamstrings are tight, so you have to work on it. And I'm trying to also do this bend over the forward bend better. I'm going to keep at it and improve slowly and steadily. So, as I was saying, I feel like we just forget that you don't have to name everything. Everything doesn't have to be called something. Didn't Shakespeare say that? Put a rose not. I can't be quoting Shakespeare wrong. But he said something on the lines of, if a rose wasn't a rose, would it not smell good? I don't know. Or would it not be as pretty as a rose? You get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this is the boat. This I know. I'm trying to strengthen my core. I've just been eating mangoes, and now I'm starting to break out. I got 2 pimples because of 2 mangoes. 2 mangoes a day is done now. I'm done with my mango season is officially over for me. Now this I learned in Pilates. It's really intense. One thing about Pilates is it just seems really easy. You don't sweat, but then it's a lot of you're working your core. It's good for toning. And I'll do a couple of these. So what I do is I just listen to my body. I'll roll out the mat, and then I'll just do whatever I feel like doing. It doesn't have to. I don't like to follow, like, you set yourself up for failure by trying to make have these unreasonable goals and be like, you know what, this is how much I want to do, that's how many sets I want to do. I just don't want to, this is not something that works for me. I just want to be able to be stronger and more flexible. So I just go in, and my whole thing is that I just have to make sure that I do a little bit of something, like be outside for a bit every day. This is a pigeon pose. It actually feels so good, honestly. Stretching, just, the whole thing is that once you are outside, you don't want to go back home. You just want to like keep on being outside, practicing yoga or walking or doing anything. But the difficult part is just getting up and getting out. And I also feel like when I've noticed this, like since I've stopped restricting myself and being hard, like being like, no, I have to walk for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and I have to do these asanas, or I need to do so many Surya Namaskars. Since I've stopped trying to put myself into like this regime, I'm enjoying it more. Like I just go and I do whatever I feel like doing, and I have seen some progress. Some days are better than the others. Like some days I'll actually achieve what I want to do. For example, I've been trying to do the crow pose, Bakasana, for a very long time. But I remember I'd enrolled in this yoga school in Delhi, and I couldn't do it there. Also, thank you whoever was honking that bus truck. Thank you. Anyway, so I wanted to practice my Bakasana, and it's just, the thing is that I've realized that yoga is something. It's not just physical; it's mental. And then what happens is if you just focus on doing one thing without doing it properly, as in like you need to slowly get there. Nothing happens overnight. So I just have realized that I need to take it slowly. Like I just need to strengthen my arms, my legs, my core, and I'll achieve the pose whenever I have to. This is a variation of tabletop. It's really good for the core. Again, there's a variation of this in Pilates also, and it just helps with balance. After this, what I'm going to do is, this is a voiceover, so it's quite a mystery for me also. Okay, the crow pose, Bakasana. So I'm trying, and then I was like, you know what, it's not happening today. So I was like, let me meditate. So I've learned this new thing. I have been trying to activate my Kundalini. So Kundalini breath work is basically 4 counts of breathing in and 4 counts of breathing out. I also hold my breath for 4 counts in the middle. This just helps with being in the moment, because when you focus on your breath, everything else just sort of slows down. And I had met this monk, and he told me that this also helps with anxiety, and if you have a lot of thoughts, if you just focus on your breathing, you will automatically, your mind will still, it will slow down. So my aim is to be able to do this for 2 minutes, but I think I have been doing it for a couple of seconds, like 40 seconds, I guess. I don't know. It does feel good. I feel like I breathe better after doing this. Rub my palms, put it over my eyes. My favorite pose, Shavasana. So I remember this one yoga teacher used to start with this: relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your ankles, relax your calves, your knees. You get the whole idea, right? What I'm gonna say. And it makes sense now, because when you say it, it actually does do something to your body. And just laying there for a couple of minutes, just trying to meditation is like, I'm not falling asleep. I know there's no thought in my head, but I'm just laying there under the sun. It actually feels really good. And a lot of people also experience past life regression, and they have dreams, or they'll cry or they'll laugh after doing this. It's because it actually, I don't know, it's very healing. How, and I don't know the details of it, but it does feel good. So I was just laying down there praying no one comes and steals my phone, because let's face it, I am paranoid. So next time I do this, I'm just not going to take my phone. But after thinking about that, I did relax. I did have no thoughts in my mind. I was like, you know what, this is life, this is a good life. Thank you, trees, thank you, sun, thank you, everyone, thank you all, thank you, God, thank you, parents, thank you, everybody. I'm very grateful in the mornings when I'm happy. I'm grateful anyway, but then this was just really a very grounding experience. Whenever you get up, always roll to your right and then sit up slowly. Now I was just like, let me look at my face. I'm sweating.
Asked me to post what I do for yoga, like what practice. What am I saying? I just forget how to speak sometimes, but I won't stop. So someone asked me to post a video of me practicing yoga. So this is what I've done. Part of it stopped recording because my device was too hot, the phone.
And at this point, my phone decided to stop recording audio. It was the heat, I get it. Those mosquitoes were really coming at me with vengeance, but it's alright. Finish my morning practice with topping it off by walking on some grass. Look at this tiny bug finding its way. According to me, this is true luxury, to be able to walk on grass, be outside in nature, listen to these beautiful birds chirping. This is what life is about. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I like walking in mud also, honestly. I take walking on grass very seriously. I will just, and once I start, I can't stop. But this was like a tiny slope, and for a clumsy person like me, it's always an adventure. Everything is an adventure. This was fun though. I walked and then I was done, and then I walked some more and saw more grass. I found some more grass. Now I know how cattle feel. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here now. It's kind of difficult to walk on grass and record.